I'm talking about people who are leading people actively into disobedience to Christ and denying the deep truths of the gospel. I think that we have a scriptural mandate to call out false teachers, and we have scriptural precedent to call out false teachers. But we have to be so careful when we do this. A false teacher is not just somebody who holds to a different idea that you do on maybe what we might consider to be a secondary doctrine. Um, and I'm going to give people a really long rope. I'm very slow to do that, actually. I'm very slow to actually say this person is a false teacher. And you're right, GMA Joe, they would have to be denying core doctrines, essential doctrines of Christianity. There are teachers that I think are in error on some things, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're a false teacher. They're a false teacher if they're leading people away from Jesus. If they're getting in the way of someone's salvation. In other words, in essence, they're a false teacher. And Jesus said that we are to judge by the fruit. I have a video on this, and you can look it up in my YouTube channel. I think it has to do with Jen Hatmaker and judging by the fruit. And essentially, when Jesus talks about judging by the fruit, he's not talking about the fruit of, happiness or feeling good or some, a doctrine or belief that makes you feel satisfied or happy in your life. He's talking about obedience. So if a teacher is leading you to disobey Christ, that's bad fruit, and you are supposed to judge that. And if we look at Paul, the precedent of Paul calling out false teachers who are he said they're shipwrecking people's faith, right? That's a false teacher, not somebody that might be a little more charismatic than you, not somebody who might, be a Calvinist or not a Calvinist, or somebody who might have a different view of the age of the earth. I'm talking about people who are leading people actively into disobedience to Christ and denying the deep truths of the gospel. And so that's when it's appropriate, I think, but there also needs to be documentation for that. I see it all the time on the internet where people are like, this person's a false teacher. And then you read through, and a lot of it is just them characterizing the person a certain way, but without a reference, like here's actually what they said, here's actually what they wrote. There's a lot of narratives that get put out there about people that once you start chasing them down, end up not being true. And so I think we need to be extremely wise, extremely careful, and slow to do that as well, especially when someone's had a track record of faithfulness to the gospel for a long time. We can all become confused about things from time to time.